welcome to life. Design yours. And also, welcome to my channel. My name is Austin, aka Augie. This is my YouTube channel. I've created this in order to share my future adventures with the world. I'm getting ready to embark on a thru hike of the Appalachian Trail in 2024. For those of you who don't know what a thru hike is, it's essentially when someone hikes one end of a trail to another all the way through. And in this particular situation, I'm hiking 2,190 or so miles of the Appalachian Trail, which is one of the oldest, longest footpaths in the United States. It goes from Georgia to Maine, from Springer Mountain all the way to Mount Katahdin in Baxter State Park of Maine. So yep, another thru hiker. I'm here, I'm gonna be vlogging it. So if you like my vibes, you wanna learn about what it takes to do a thru hike and see the nitty gritty and all the preparations and struggles that entail, follow along, hit the subscribe button, or don't, you can still follow along, I don't mind. But yeah, thanks for being here, and I look forward to sharing all of this with you. But let's get into the video. Today I'm going to be talking about what gear I'm taking, why I'm taking it, my luxury items, all the ins and outs of what I'm going to be using, and my thoughts on all the pieces of gear that I've accumulated. Put a lot of time into deciding what I want to take, what I don't want to take. And also I'm going to be talking about my food preparations. Personally, I consider what I put into my body carefully, not as carefully as some people, but I definitely don't just eat anything. I'm not not going to be eating gas station beef jerky and top ramen the whole way. That's just me. So I'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to be bringing along to munch on while I hike. I'm going to be doing a resupply strategy that involves sending packages, or receiving packages rather. My family back home is going to be sending me all this food that I've prepped for myself. So I'll talk to you guys about that. If anyone out there is interested in doing that kind of strategy, sending packages in the mail, this video might be beneficial for you to watch. So stick around and let's get into it. I guess the first thing we can look at is my tent, because it's right next to me, as well as my backpack. Flip this camera around, boom. Backpack is a Hyperlite Mountain Gear Southwest 40. I really love this pack. It's actually going to be my first major hike with it. Things I love about it, it's got tons of room for gear on the outside with these pockets, and this material is not a mesh, so it can't get snagged as easily. It seems super durable. Read a lot of good things about this pack. It weighs next to nothing. I don't remember the exact weight off the top of my head. I'm not crazy into the numbers. I am mindful about the weight of things, and I've invested into some gear that will save me, will hopefully save me from breaking my back. I've got a lot of ultralight things, but I struck a balance between ultralight and comfort. I'm not crazy ultralight. I'm also not carrying a bunch of stuff. I'm mindful about what I'm putting into my pack, just like I'm mindful about what I'm putting into my body. So yeah, that's my pack, the Hyperlite Mountain Gear Southwest 40. And moving on, for my tent, I will be tenting. Considered bringing along my hammock, but yeah, I think I just prefer the simplicity of the tent, even though a hammock is really simple too. I just know on the AT, I could hammock on the AT really easily, but the tent is just versatile, and I feel like it's easier to keep my gear safe and secure, so that's why I opted with the tent. And I'm going to be running the Big Agnes. Bam! Steamboat Springs, Colorado. This is the Copper Spur UL 3-man tent, so it is a very large tent. Just look at me sitting next to this thing. I'm gonna have plenty of room for activities in there. It's luxurious for sure, but one thing I really love about it is, flip this around again, it's got doorway on both sides, so you can open up here and get in here, and I could go out on the other side if I wanted to. So that's just nice, especially if you have two people. If I have any parties or anything, can just be chilling, and anyone, you don't have to worry about getting out. I don't know. It's just, that's a cool thing about this tent, I think. Also, it has very large vestibules. So I don't have the rain fly on right now, as you can see. When I do have it on, I'll be able to have a staked out vestibule on either side, so I can like have room to keep my shoes out of the rain or cook my meals down here. I also have the ground cover for it. One of the things I really love about this tent is you can set the ground cover out and I'll have to show this in a future video, but basically you can put up the rain fly before you set up the inner material of the tent, so that I can set these poles up using the ground cloth and put the rain fly on the poles, then put up the inner structure. So if it's pouring down rain, I can have a dry tent. I really like that feature. Trying to get this to flip around. There we go. I'm still learning the ins and outs of this camera. I guess I can talk about that next. I'm going to be using the Osmo Pocket 2 on my journey. It's a sweet little camera. It's got a gimbal on it. That's how it's been tracking me this whole time. No matter how I move it, I can have it track where I'm at. And it's really sweet. It stabilizes the footage. So hopefully I'm able to get some crisp, beautiful captures on this journey with this device. Yeah, Osmo Pocket 2, check it out. Sweet little pocket-sized gimbal camera, and just bear with me because I'm still learning the ins and outs of how to function with it. So yeah, the gimbal has a mind of its own. You gotta learn how to work with it. But yeah, as far as the camera setup, I do have some accessories and things I'll be carrying. Since I mentioned the camera, I'll get into that now. So turn this down. Basically, I have a hard case. I have this backpack clip. It's going to allow me to attach it to my shoulder strap and just get point of view recording wherever I'm at, whatever I'm doing, wherever I'm meeting, whatever I'm seeing. I really like that little thing. And I mean, all these things add up in the weight, but to me it's worth it to be able to effectively capture the journey. I've got a little microphone case. There's just some lavalier microphones in here in case it's windy and I need to get better audio for some reason, and just some accessories. And then this is like a little reusable silicone bag that was getting thrown out at my work, and I just salvaged it to put my camera in and keep it dry. So that's all the equipment I'll be carrying for my camera. Not a whole lot of stuff. Overall, this whole setup weighs like, I don't know, I want to say less than half a pound. Pretty lightweight. Since we're on the tech page, I'll keep going on that. Over here I have my assorted cords and batteries. So I have a BioLite. This is a 20,000 milliamp hour rechargeable battery. This thing weighs a ton, not gonna lie, probably a pound on its own, but this stores so much power, and I feel like I'm gonna need it because I have my phone to charge, and I have my camera, I have my headphones, and I feel like there's something else. Oh, and my headlamp as well. So I have that, and I also have a night core. And this might be overkill, but I just want to make sure I can always get footage for you guys. And this one weighs almost nothing, and this is a 10,000 milliamp hour night core rechargeable battery. And then I have the night core headlamp. Moving on, staying on the tech page. Some JLab Bluetooth headphones, little Philips charging block, and I think that's it for tech. Okay, I guess we'll rotate down here to my clothing. This is everything here. I would consider my clothing options to be a bit, I guess you could say these are my luxury items. So we'll start over here. I just have 2 pairs of compression shorts, so I'll be wearing one and one will be in my pack just in case I poop my pants or whatever. You never know. Good to have an extra pair of undies also, so when I'm doing laundry I can wash one, wear the other, or I guess I could go commando and wash them both. I've got my luxury item really is going to have to be my socks. I think I've got 5 pairs of socks. So 2 pairs of merino wool, darn tough hiking crew socks. I'll be wearing one while the other is stored. And nice to have a rotation so that, I can have a little bit of freshness going on in my shoes. I got 2 pairs of Injinji liners as well. These toe socks, if you don't know, if you're new to thru hiking, backpacking in general, toe socks are the bomb. They stop your toes from getting blisters. Like, having that material wrapped around your pinky toe, I'm telling you, it'll save you a lot of pain in the long run, especially if you're doing any kind of distance hiking. I definitely recommend toe socks. Growing up, I couldn't stand toe socks. I think I tried them on once and I didn't understand how anyone could wear them. But I swear by them for hiking. And then truly the luxury item of the socks is going to be these. These are Randy Sun waterproof socks. In my opinion, these are great. You don't need them, 100%. You definitely don't need them. However, I really don't like having wet feet. So if I wake up in the morning and it's pouring down rain, and there's puddles all over the ground, I'm going to be trudging through mud, I'll put these on just over my Injinjis. Like, I won't wear the merino with them, but put my Injinjis on and then wear these. And my feet stay toasty, warm, and dry all day long. Granted, you might sweat a little inside of them. No water can get in, no water can get out. So any sweating you do, you will get a little bit of sweaty feet. But I think it's worth it. Having sweaty feet is better than having cold, wet feet from the rain and mud. So Randy Sun waterproof socks, check them out. I mean, you can get sealskins too, but these are they're really great. I mean, look at how ugly they are. Isn't that great? That yellow is just, man, something else. So those are my sock selection. That's my luxury item. Moving on to my shirt, I'm gonna be wearing this Lefroy brand surfing shirt. It's actually like a water shirt, anti-chafing, dries super fast, asymmetrical long sleeves, got this feather design that I really like. Yeah, I just really love this type of material. Dries out really fast, so even if I get poured on, that'll be able to keep me warm and dry out really fast. That's my only top, except for this is just a fleece sweater. If I get cold, I'll put this on over top of my surf shirt here, and that's my warm layer. As long as I'm moving, I think I'll be plenty warm. I'm not going to be carrying a puffy or anything. I have, in my experience on the AT, I mean, I'm starting in March, so it'll be a little cold, but I think I'll be all right because I also have some base layers, which I will show you guys, that I will be sleeping in. But if I get super cold, I can also just wear them to stay warm while I'm not asleep. For my bottoms, these are just some Under Armour shorts, just athletic shorts. These are really lightweight. They dry extremely fast. I am carrying 2 pairs of shorts. You don't necessarily have to do that. You could get away with just 1 pair, but I also have these Montbell hiking shorts. They have a drawstring with a buckle, which is really nice. They dry out really fast. They even have they have nice pockets with zippers, which is nice. They also have these drainage holes, so river crossings, anything like that. These dry out extremely fast. Great hiking shorts. Don't need both, but I like being able to have something to wear while I do laundry. So I'll probably be hiking in these and wear these in town, or vice versa. I don't know, I might switch it up. We'll see. For my shoes, I've got Ultra Lone Peak 6. Ultras are really nice shoes. They have the wide toe box design, which I don't think you have to get that in as an option, but it's an option. You can get wide toe box, which allows for, spreading of the toes, and your feet are going to swell. So I think that allows for a little bit of expansion of the feet. They have a lot of drainage. They dry out really fast. Overall, really great pick for thru hiking. Thumbs up to Ultra. Great brand, in my opinion. There's all kinds of other options, obviously. Some people like to hike in boots for the ankle support. Me personally, I really can vibe with the zero drop. I've done a lot of barefoot excursions in my life, so I'm able to rock these no problem. They will get me thousands of miles. Some people say they fall apart. Maybe they do. I've had some in the past. I didn't really have any major issues. Yeah, these little doohickeys in the front will start to come peeling off, and they'll call for some super glue, but I'll probably get at least 500 miles out of these, hopefully closer to 1,000 before I have to get a new pair. But I'll be rocking Ultras. Trail runners all the way, in my opinion. Down here I have my Buff. It's literally just Buff brand. I really like this design. It's just basic. And that will be a multi-use piece of fabric that I could rock as a face cover. I could use it as a headband. Shoot, I could even use it as a shirt. I'm skinny enough. It would be a tube top, but yeah, buffs are great. If you don't use buffs when you're hiking, try it out. I mean, they're just so versatile, multi-purpose piece of fabric. It's definitely, I love a good buff. Alrighty, moving on. I've got all these little miscellaneous stuff sacks. This one, for Monster brand fanny pack. This is an ultralight fanny pack that packs down to this little sack. I picked that up off of Amazon. It allows me to have a lot more storage on my hip belt. My Southwest 40, my backpack has some nice hip belt pockets, but I wanted a little bit more room for snacks and my camera equipment and whatnot, so I got this fanny pack. It weighs like 0.4 ounces or something, very lightweight. This here is an ultralight pillow that my partner won in like a raffle or something and didn't like it, so she gave it to me, and now I'm gonna rock it. It's just a little blow up pillow that actually fits into my sleeping bag. I'll talk to you about that when I get to my sleeping bag. Yeah, just a little ultralight pillow. This here is a Etowah Gear brand. I don't know if it's gonna focus on that. Pack cover. So it's a rainfly for my backpack. It's for an Etowah Gear backpack, but it fits my pack excellently. So I'll be taking that along. It's also an ultralight, just Dyneema fabric pack cover, so that'll keep my stuff dry. I'm not using a pack liner. Yeah, I'm crazy. I just am going to cover my pack and hope for the best. I mean, all my gear that's important that needs to stay dry is also in dry sacks, so my pack might get wet, but that should keep it mostly dry. And then here I just have a Ben's Invisinet. This is a bug net for the head. And if I do end up wearing this, I will need to get like a hat with a brim, I think, to keep it out of my face. But that's going to be really useful up north, I think. Like once I hit summer and there's mosquitoes, I don't enjoy mosquitoes biting my face. So got the bug net, ultralight bug net. I mean, this thing, I probably won't use it for a couple months, but I think I'm just going to carry it the whole way, honestly, because like it's just one more thing to remember to like have someone send me. And it weighs next to nothing and occupies so little space that I'll probably just keep it with me along the whole journey. I have one more pair of socks here, and they're separated from the others because this is part of my sleep system. They're just darn tough merino wool. I think like they're like the boot socks, and they're thicker material, and these are just for sleeping, so they're gonna keep my toes warm when I go to bed at night, and they'll be clean, so I'm not putting sweaty, dirty socks into my clean sleeping bag. So I have a whole sleep kit here that I will be wearing to bed. I just have these merino wool base layers. These are just, waffle leggings, and I have a smart wool top that is also merino wool, so I'll be staying nice and toasty in my sleeping bag and also keeping my bag clean by having a designated set of clothes for sleeping. Speaking of sleeping, we can move on to my sleeping bag. Big Agnes. This is the Sidewinder SL 20 degree bag. I am a side sleeper. I toss and turn in my sleep. This is designed specifically for that reason. I mentioned earlier that my pillow synergizes with the sleeping bag. That's because the sleeping bag also has a pillow pocket in it, so I can put the inflatable pillow into the pocket and then blow it up in there, and it cannot come out of there. So I'll have a pillow built into my sleeping bag. I can toss and turn. It's designed, it's like got an asymmetrical zip, so if you turn on your side, you're not going to have the zipper digging into your hip, and it has extra padding under where your hips are, so when you sleep on your side, you don't dig your hip into the ground as bad, so it keeps you real comfy and warm. 20 degree bag should be more than enough to keep me going and keep me toasty in my tent on the AT this year. I'll be keeping that in its original stuff sack, but I also have this dry bag to put it in, so I'll be stuffing that into a dry bag to keep it in good condition because it is down. It's partly synthetic, partly down. Really great sleeping bag. If you're a side sleeper, I highly recommend it. But it is down, so it's lightweight, but it's a hybrid, so it's not ultra light. But you definitely don't want it to get wet. A little bit to the left here, we got my trekking poles. These are actually from I think it's Around the Bend Hostel. Yeah. I had some trekking poles last year and they weren't working out, so I picked these up. They're like $50, which is incredibly good value for a set of nice trekking poles. And that's what I'll be rocking this year, is the Around the Bend trekking poles. Not the lightest, not the heaviest, they're just kind of good price point for me, so that's why I picked those up. This here is a stuff sack, just a Wise Owl Outfitters brand stuff sack. That's all my clothes are going to go in there, and that will be how I keep my clothes all stored and organized. Moving down a little bit, kind of hopping around all over the place. We did tech over there, we're over here. And anyways, I've got just these are merino wool gloves. I don't remember the brand. Let's see. Sonoran is the brand, and these are just nice merino wool gloves that have touchscreen functioning fingertips. Those will keep my hands warm if it's cold. These are Montbell rain jacket and rain pants. Again, you don't necessarily need that. These are the Versalite version of Montbell's rain gear. So again, this is I paid way too much money for these, but they keep me super dry and they weigh so little and they pack down so small. So these will be on the outside of my pack in those external pockets, ready to throw that on, keep me dry if it starts raining. I'm expecting to get a lot of rain on the AT, so I've got the rain gear on deck. Man, I really am bouncing around a lot. I'm sorry, guys. So I have my sleeping bag here. I should have continued with the sleep system. I got the sleeping clothes, sleeping bag. I also have a sleeping pad, Thermarest Neo Air X Lite. This is just an inflatable pad that will keep me a little more cozy at night. I've never actually used one of these before in my excursions, but this time around I just want to be a little more comfy. And I'm also starting a little earlier than I have previously. I mean, I only hiked once before, but just want to make sure I'm nice and warm. I might end up sending it home. We'll see. But because I also have this Nemo switchback, just accordion style sleeping pad. So I'm going to be combining these two. That's my whole sleep system now. The switchback, Thermarest, sleeping bag, and then the sleeping clothes. So yeah, that's a little bit luxurious. I got 2 sleeping pads, but yeah, I want to be cozy, so we'll see. My overall base weight's not too heavy, so I'm pretty happy with how all this packs down so far. Moving onwards, I've got a Misc bladder. This is just, I think, a 3-liter bladder. And the nice thing about this one, if you're looking to get into hiking and you don't know about water filtration, I would suggest getting a bladder that has, let me put this camera around so I can show you. This bladder, you can open the top of it like so. This thing slides off and then the top opens. So you can, if you're coming to a water collection site and the stream is like a low flow stream, or even if it's not low flow, it's much faster to fill up a bladder with the wide opening than if it just has one of these. So yeah, Misc Outdoors. This is the Vecto 3-liter. Definitely recommend getting a wide mouth water bladder to filter your water with. How did I get this? I don't know, I'll deal with that later. But yeah, that's the water bladder I'll be using. Then I've got the Sawyer Squeeze. This is a great little water filtration device. I can fill up that bladder I showed you, screw this onto the end, and push the water through, and it will come out clean on this side. And then I will put it into my smart water bottles and have clean water. I can also fill this up and carry dirty water. If I'm going to be dry camping somewhere, the bladder, I can carry dirty water in and filter it later. So altogether I've got 3 liters plus 2 1-liter bottles. I've got 5 liters of water storage. That is more than enough for the Appalachian Trail. Granted, on some other trails, Continental Divide Trail, I might need more water storage, but 5 liters is more than enough for the AT. I probably won't even ever carry that much. I might carry 2 liters at a time because there's so much water on the Appalachian Trail. All right, moving forward. Just gonna keep the camera in this position so you can see me. I feel like I was just a ghost from behind the camera talking to you guys. For my food, I guess we can transition into that. I've gone over most other things. Actually, no, I'll polish off this. The rest of my gear, I guess. I'm going to be carrying just some glasses. I got these at Walmart. They're cheap glasses. I bought a nice pair of glasses before and hiked with them, and they got beat up, and I'm not going to spend money on something that I know it's just eventually going to get scratched. Like these lenses, I'm probably going to lose the polarization from getting scratched up or whatever. So just some cheap glasses. I will be carrying a little pepper spray. This is like Guard Dog little mini pepper spray, you know, just in case, like if I do run into a bear that's accustomed to human food, hit him with some of that. Probably will never have a purpose for it. Also, just in case there's like some crazies out there, like I'm not much of a I mean, I'm in good shape, but I'm not an MMA fighter, so I won't hesitate. If someone's coming at me like crazy, like got the pepper spray for them. Might not be needed, probably not, hopefully not, but yeah, that's that. What else do we have? I have this little miscellaneous self-care bag here. It has like my toothbrush, it's got some chapstick, toothpaste. One thing that's cool in here that I don't really see a lot on the trail is these are like Porta-Wipe little pucks they're like dehydrated towels, and they come in these little pucks like that, and you just add a little bit of water, literally like a tablespoon of water to this, and it will expand into like a nice cotton paper towel. And not every night, but some nights, if I'm out for a while, I will use these to like wipe off my face, wipe off my feet, like face first, feet first, you know, and just clean myself up a little bit. I honestly don't use these too much. Like most of my hygiene stuff I do in town, but for extended sections when like I'm not going into town or something, it's kind of nice to have these to like wipe the sweat off, clean my feet, because if you let a lot of grit stuff collect on your feet, that's how you'll get blisters and stuff. So I like to wipe my face and my feet with these sometimes. I'm not very consistent with it, but it's just a nice thing to have, and it weighs very little. Again, all this stuff adds up, so this isn't an unnecessary thing, definitely a luxury, but I decided it was cool, thought I'd share it with y'all. I have this little Leukotape roll. If you know about Leukotape, you're a real one. This is like, I bought a giant roll and it just was way more than I needed, so I cut like a piece of like a toilet paper roll and like made my own miniature roll. If you buy Leukotape, don't bring the whole roll, because obviously you're not going to use 500 feet of Leukotape. And I can get more sent to me. I'm going to be getting resupplies in the mail. So I also have this. This is just like a medical tape. I can wrap blisters, or if I get cut on something for any reason, or if anyone does, I have that as my bandage option. Some other odds and ends in here. I have a lighter in here. I have a syringe that's used for purging my Sawyer squeeze. I have some bandages. I have some earplugs. I hope I don't need these, but they don't really work that well anyways. However, if I'm ever sleeping in a shelter on the AT, the main downside of shelter is that people snore. So that's what the earplugs are for. Potential interactions with snorers. I can't sleep when someone's sawing logs personally, so hopefully the earplugs will save me. I might just end up not using them and setting my tent up instead. Probably won't sleep in a shelter where there's a snorer. I think that's, I have some supplements. This is like chlorophyll tablets. Again, you don't need this. However, I'm trying to maintain my well-being while I'm out there. It might be futile, who knows, but these are just little chlorophyll or broken wall chlorella. You don't get a lot of greens eating like the way you eat on trail. There's a lot of dehydrated meals, or like, you know, not getting a lot of fresh produce. So getting some chlorophyll in your diet, super helpful. And also makes you smell a lot better, or smell less bad, having good chlorophyll source. So I'll be taking chlorophyll, and I have a B12 supplement, just methylcobalamin and B12, just to, you know, keep my health going. So on that note, those were the supplements, and I'll continue on to my food. I'm going to be rocking a Jetboil stash. I could obviously go a lot lighter by getting just like, you know, just the simpler, smaller pot, but personally I like this setup. It's the smallest of all the Jetboils. It's got a lid that holds your fuel in place, so a little Jetboil fuel, and then just this inside is just the bag with the actual stove top burner, and there's a lighter in there as well. So that all packs down pretty small, and that will be, I am going to be cooking. I'm not strictly going to cold soak. I like having hot meals and hot tea and all that good stuff on the trail. So I think nutrition is undervalued by many people, and it can make or break your hike, in my opinion. It can make or break your life, nutrition. So I'm an avid eater and drinker of tea and coffee, so I'll be boiling water in there and making some good meals and beverages. I've got a Sea to Summit titanium spoon. These are pretty common in the backpacking world. I took the carabiner off, saving those ounces, man. No, I don't even know why I did that, but I'll be storing this in my pack, using it on the daily. It's got the long handle so that the backpacker's pantry meals that I'll be showing you in a second don't dirty my hands scooping in there. It really makes it nice for eating out of like bags, the long handle spoon. Okay, on to my food system. I'm gonna grab the camera for this so I can show you. I have been prepping and prepping and prepping. And so down here I have like, these are just some examples of like resupply packages. I'm gonna be doing flat rate boxes getting mailed to me about, you know, once a week. I'll be hopping off trail in a town or at a hostel and grabbing my food. And not everything I'm gonna be eating on trail will be from these. I'll be supplementing from stores and towns and stuff. But a lot of my food I'm getting sent to me, because like I said, I carefully consider what I put in. Put good in, get good out. So just as an example, like this is what I'm starting with. I got these smell-proof bags. Pan this camera down. All my food I'm going to be storing in these smell-proof bags. And this one has, I realized that putting it all in one makes this gigantic long bag that is awkward to fit into my pack, so I'm going to be using two just so I can make them a little bit more manageable size. So this is a 5-day supply right here, what you see. One bag is like all my cookables, and I'll be going over more about what's in these as I get into it on the trail. I'll talk to you guys about what I'm eating, because I know some people might be interested in that out there that don't eat just anything. I'm not like vegan, vegetarian, or on any kind of strict diet. However, I do try to eat like whole foods and plant-based primarily. I deviate for things. There's like some smoked salmon in here and stuff like that, but most of it is plant-based whole foods. Like I'm not eating Top Ramen. You can see right here I got some Lotus brand ramen in there, and like I got these dehydrated miso soups. So I'm gonna be getting into some gourmet stuff on the trail, and I'll show you all about that when I'm doing it. That's the cooking food bag. So everything in here is needs the stove. And then everything in here is all my snacks that I'm just going to be eating along the way. And like I said, I'll talk to you guys more about what I'm eating on the trail when I'm eating it. I'll give you some reviews on, the decadence or not of what I got going on. So that's my food system. I will be partially resupplying in towns, partially receiving packages, depending on the town. Some stores have better options than others. So yeah, I'll be getting a lot of stuff in the mail. And to be honest, if you're out there and you're thinking about doing a resupply strategy like that, just know that it is stressful. It will give you a headache thinking about all the logistics, and like there's going to come a time when I have a package coming and it's delayed and I'm in a town and I'm going to be like, well, I'm not going to wait around for this package. I'm going to have to buy whatever and just move on. That will happen. I'm not expecting it, but I won't be surprised. So there's a couple downsides of doing it this way. I think it's worth it to have like really good food that is gonna, keep my morale high and keep me healthy and energized while I'm out there. So that's my food, smell-proof bags and stuff sent from home, thanks to my wonderful fam. What else? I think that's pretty much everything. I think I covered it all. The only other thing I didn't mention is my trowel. I got this. I think it's like a Sea to Summit. It's the Deuce, a Tent Lab. Well, my camera is not focused where I thought it was. The Deuce. Just a little, this is going to be for digging my cat holes while I'm out in the woods. Not a big fan of privies. I'll use a privy here and there, but that's what I'm going to be digging my cat holes with. And then just bringing some TP along. That's the other thing. I don't know why this camera's panned so high. Let's go like that. Yeah, I think that's it. Man, the journey is about to begin, guys. Sorry that this video was so long, I didn't realize that I could ramble so long about my gear. It's just another one of those, but I guess this is a combination video. I'm introducing myself, telling you what I'm doing, and showing you what I'm using. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I look forward to creating more videos for y'all. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them down below. I'm trying to be very connected to this vlog. I really want to create something beautiful to share with the world and just show everyone what it's like to be a thru hiker, a human being walking the earth like we've been doing for thousands of years. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.